You're now listening to the Sportz Nutz.
Hey, welcome to the Sportz Nutz, y'all.
Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. Buy one, get one 50% off drinks.
Tequila's Grill Mexican restaurant has homemade salsa bars. They have the most authentic, most delicious, and most affordable Mexican cuisine in town.
Welcome to the Sportz Nutz, y'all. And this is episode 86. The NCAA tournament selection has already commenced, and we are going to talk about it now. Before we do, guys, I want to say welcome to everybody watching. Look, I know everybody's still signing in. Don't mind the voice. I do have a little bit of laryngitis. I have a nice, wonderful sinus infection. Just not been fun. But my gentleman but sitting right next to me, Mr. Matt Thomas. How you doing, man?
How's it going, man? I want to recommend some hot tea or some anything hot for your voice, man. So
I gotta show you something.
What you got?
What did I get today?
What is that?
An actual flag.
Oh wow.
Yep, wow. So I got the flag. Oh man. Yeah, it's not been fun being under the weather. So I've had this for about a month. It's a sinus infection. I've really just ignored it, which I shouldn't. I don't particularly ignore my health issues just because I'm a big advocate for health related to the heart. And yesterday it really started getting going, and then I woke up this morning and I sound like this. So this gentleman right here, though, Mr. Shane Owen, how are you doing, man?
Man, been doing good. Rocky Rye. That's what I recommend. Rocky Rye with a little bit of honey.
Yeah, and I will tell you this, gentlemen. This is a nice green tea. Thank you. Not the fake stuff, the real green tea that I've been drinking. So hopefully that helps. And of course, the lovely antibiotics. They always take into that part. Hey guys, we have a really fun show lined up for everybody. Real quickly, we have a couple of topics I want to talk about, but also this is the NCAA tournament selection show. Yes, the first four are going right now. Currently, it's Alabama State and St. Francis of Pennsylvania. The Red Flash, they're doing pretty good so far in the first half. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about the most controversial selection. Well, one of them in the next game. And then I have a couple crazy stories that I want to mention to you. I do have a copy of the bracket. So you guys, if you want to go ahead and start penciling out your bracket with us, you do have time. You still have until, I believe it's, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's 11 a.m. on Thursday, right? Is when they're officially due.
Yes, before the actual, I think first games actually start. The games
I think the first games are at 12, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So we'll dive into that one. Hey, real quick, guys, Saturday, May the 3rd, it's fast approaching. It is our 100th episode celebration. We'll be doing a live on location at Tequila's Grill in Easley. We're going to get there early. Officially, we'll start doing like pre-show festivities around 6:30. We'll go to about 6:30 to 9 o'clock. The show obviously will go on at 7:30 like it normally does. We will have giveaways. We'll have food, music, fun. We'll have some discounts, codes to give. We're going to pull rabbits out of the hat, but we want you guys to be there. Come check us out. Tequila's Grill and Easley. Again, that's Saturday, May the 3rd, 6:30 to 9. We'll be there. We're actually going to try and do also an entire Sportz Nutz weekend celebration. If we are able to, we will be going to a Greenville Drive game on Friday. If not, it's okay. We will try to plan some for everybody to come and check us out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait for that one. Also, there will be an episode tomorrow. Yes, it is officially episode 87. We have the Reinhardt University men's baseball coach Jonathan Burton, has agreed to come and join us to talk some Reinhardt baseball, to talk some baseball in general. Guys, Reinhardt baseball right now is 21-4. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They're doing really good, so can't wait to talk to them about that. So, real quickly, I wanted to add, before we get into the NCAA tournament, I saw this crazy story And I want to hear you. I want to get you guys' thoughts on that one. We're not going to go too long on this because obviously it's this. We're specifically talking about the NCAA tournament. But did you guys happen to see that a French politician has suggested that the United States return the Statue of Liberty?
I haven't heard about that.
Yes, it's a
Yes.
cool story. It's not gonna happen. There's no real merit because it's officially the Statue of Liberty is the property of the U.S. government. It was gifted in 1886 by France to the United States, and people are trying to say, well, it's more specifically a particular left-winged politician in France. He is suggesting because America's values, blah blah blah, don't represent the line of Lady Liberty, that we should give it back. Obviously, this is not going to happen. I look for those who are watching. We don't care if you're left, right, up, down, or whatever direction. We really don't care. But I figured just went through the story because it's kind of interesting that we do talk about random crazy things, and then you hear this story that a French politician has said the United States should give back the Statue of Liberty. It's kind of it made me laugh a little bit. Matt, what do you think? Is it kind of funny to hear that too?
Yeah, that's kind of wild. I mean, first of all, man, you kind of just like, why now? Why now? But at the same time, man, it's kind of comical. So
It is.
yeah.
It's Shane, you got to agree. It's a comical thing, right? Just to hear that.
It's comical. I enjoyed. I watched. I was scrolling through TikTok when I got home and saw the White House press secretary about her comments on it and stuff from the White House. Said, yeah, that's some small left wing, radical idealist out of France, but he ought to be thanking us, or he'd be speaking German right now instead of French.
And that's exactly what she said in her her press conference today as well. So yeah, it's kind of funny to hear that stuff. All right, guys, it is here. The most magical. What, Matt? How would you describe it? The magical month or the magical 2.5, 3 weeks? What would you describe it as?
Usually, man, that first week is always the hype is insane. The first week, man, because there's going to be upsets. So I don't know, man. I say magical couple of weeks, but in all retrospect, it's magical month.
Yep. I believe it's April 4th is when the final game is. If you guys can remind me what the exact date is, it's either April 5th, April 4th, or April 6th, one of the two. And either way, it's going to be a fun next couple of weeks. Yes, we're talking about March Madness. The NCAA tournament is finally here. It's all I gotta say is it's about darn time to talk this stuff because there's been a lot of controversy. There has been a lot of questionable decisions, questionable selections. We're trying to see others, Matt. Questionable selections, and I can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts. Look, let's go ahead. If you guys need to, this is the actual bracket right here that you are seeing. It is the 2025 men's NCAA bracket. Look, we're also going to talk a little bit about the NIT because there's some notable teams that are in the NIT that we'll talk about. I'm pretty excited to just in general talk about them. All right, so the first game is going on actually as we speak, ladies and gentlemen. It is the first four. The first four game consists of St. Francis, Pennsylvania. The Red Flashes taking on Alabama State Hornets. Like I said at the start of the show, St. Francis is actually doing pretty good against them in the first half. We're about to get the second half going. It's 39-34. I want to start with you, Shane, and I want folks ready to pencil this in. This is we're starting to talk about our selections. First off, I want to hear your thoughts on both St. Francis and Alabama State. Don't give like crazy in-depth explanations. Give like one or two sentences about each, and then who are you, Shane, picking for the first win of the NCAA tournament?
Both the teams, St. Francis and Alabama State, that are playing in this first game, they're both coming in as a 16 seed game. So, these are kind of the mid-majors that have won their conferences and all. It's kind of a toss-up when you get into these games. I've I think Alabama State, the way that they've been streaking, that's who I'm pulling for. But they've been streaking here as of late. The run that they went on to win the conference tournament and all was pretty good. So I think it's good. And of course, I like, as I was explaining before, we jumped on, man, they got, this old school gold, which really looks more brown than anything, but it's kind of a retro kind of 70s kind of, gold. I know you guys might not like to hear it, but, it reminds me of the Saints gold that they've done with
Oh
the
my
throwbacks
God.
here lately.
Matt, did you hear what he just said?
But
I didn't.
You know what?
It sounded like a foreign language when he said.
What is
He
this?
mentioned something. It sounded like a foreign language. I didn't understand what he said.
This is a flag. Flag has been thrown on
Hey,
Shane for using inappropriate language. We do not use the New Orleans Saints here.
Whoa, Brandon. Whoa.
What?
Hey, the horse said it.
We don't celebrate the New Orleans Saints, guys. Come on now.
Whoa. Stop. Hey, man. Stop with the blasphemous statements, man. Whoa.
One more time, he's going to be saying,
Whoa.
start marching in.
Oh, here we go. All right, so I want to hear your picks. Who do you got in this one game right now, Shane? Alabama State or St. Francis?
Yeah, I'm liking Alabama State.
All right, Matt. I want you to give me like one or two sentences about that first game, and then who you got as the victor tonight. They go take on the number 1 overall seed Auburn.
I mean, I've been watching the game, man, and it just seems like St. Francis is they have a little bit. It seems like they're playing a little bit more cohesively. They're playing a little bit. They're dictating the tempo of the game. They're controlling the game. So I'm gonna go with St. Francis here for this one.
Absolutely. Look, guys, it's hard to not pay attention to the St. Francis red flashes. Look, in case you guys didn't know this, St. Francis is 16-7. The number 1 team in their conference. I believe they played in East. I think it's the Northeastern Conference. Was Central Connecticut. They were 14-2. They were not going to be playing, and they were going to be one of the official seeds. Well, the Red Flashes said, "Hold my beer." They finished the season. Right now, they're on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game winning streak, with them beating Central Connecticut in the Northeastern Conference Championship game. They won 46-43. And guys, I'm going ahead and I'm going to agree with this one with Matt, with the way St. Francis is coming out. Like, I always pull for the underdogs. I always do. Everybody knows that. It's just me. However, St. Francis, I think they're going to win. I really do. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. No, I think it's going to be like a 3 to 5 point kind of game. So I'm going to tip my cap to St. Francis. For those who are watching, chime in on the stream. You can chime in through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can chime in on YouTube, which is at the Sportz Nutz 176. All realms. We want to hear your thoughts on every selection. If you agree, disagree, and why, and who you're selecting. All right. So right now, let's go to the second game of the first 4 and this is the controversy of night 1. Okay. North Carolina takes on San Diego State. Both of them are vying for the 11th seed. They'll take on Ole Miss in the first round. So I have my ideas of who I'm selecting, but I'm going to start with you, Shane. Who are you selecting, and what are your thoughts? First off, I want to hear your thoughts on the matchup, San Diego State and USC, and then who you're selecting.
Well, everybody is talking about it, so we might as well stick our feet in and talk about it a little bit too. But just the general fact that North Carolina was selected over, let's just say, West Virginia kind of deal. The committee has taken a lot of flack for it, of course. Hey, North Carolina, you saw what they did. They didn't. Cooper Flag goes down. And they they keep that game pretty close, and they're a pretty decent team. San Diego State's a good team. On these 11 seed matchups that the committee selected, they at least selected some good matchups between some good teams that, some say should be, higher seeded. Some say shouldn't even be in the tournament in general. But, I'm not going to count out North Carolina. The way that they've played this year has been up and down. If they play any form of defense, they can hang with anybody with the scoring and everything that they have. So, I know I'm not supposed to and all, but I think I'm going to go with Carolina for this next matchup as well.
Ooh. All right, so I have to throw a flag on North Carolina right on the selection committee right here. So I'm throwing a flag on them, and there's a reason why I'm throwing a flag, and I'll be happy to give my opinion on this in a minute. For those who are watching, give us your selection, San Diego State or UNC wins tonight. We want to hear your thoughts on this. Obviously, this is a very controversial topic for good reason. All right, Matt, I want to hear your thoughts on the two opponents, and then I want to hear who you have winning.
Like both teams had solid years. North Carolina 22-13, and San Diego State 21-9. There was a bit of a controversy of North Carolina getting in over some teams due to the fact that they have one of their main guys is on the selection committee. We'll keep that. It is what it is. Oh, shocker, they got in. Oh, but with this one, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with North Carolina due to the simple fact I think North Carolina has the more impactful players. You got RJ Davis. I don't see anybody in San Diego State that's gonna stop RJ Davis. And also I like the point guard that North Carolina has. Elliot Cadell, however you say his last name. But I just think they have the better players, and I think they have the better coaching. So I'm gonna go with North Carolina on this
one. Excuse me, I didn't mean to cough in the microphone there. I'm going to respectfully disagree. Look, UNC, they got in by the hair on their chinny chin chin. Look, we all know, okay? The lane, okay, I gotta, put the elephant on the point of the elephant in the room here. Lane violation. Come on, what are we in high school? You literally know how you're supposed to line up on a free throw and how you're supposed to box out. You don't stand to the side. You don't do that. That's not how they do it. So, UNC, yeah, they're traditionally a good perennial powerhouse team. San Diego State, they've come on as of late, so I'm going to tip my cap to San Diego State. I think San Diego State pulls out the upset. I think it's going to be like a 3-point kind of game. But reason why I threw flag on North Carolina is because Matt just alluded right there. Your main guy, your athletic director, is head of the selection committee. Yeah, they made this bogus report out there stating that he was not in the room. We don't really know if he was. And they asked Seth Greenberg asked a question. He goes, can you allude to that? And he goes, I'm going to defer it to the other guy sitting next to him as to what the selection will be. Yeah, we know what's going on. There's somebody bought their position on that one. That's just my thoughts. All right, so look, we have another game to select. It's the other first 4 game. We are talking number 16 American taking on Mount St. Mary's. Like both of them, they both finished 22-12. Both of them have their flaws. Matt, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm taking American to upset Mount St. Mary's. What say you?
You know what? Here, I actually agree with you, man. I think American is gonna upset. It's just both teams they both had the same record coming in. They both have had solid seasons. But for American, I don't know. I think that Matt Rogers is probably gonna have a really good game. For those who don't know, Matt Rogers is the leading scorer. I'll go with them. I agree with you, Brandon. I'll go with American University for this one. I just have a gut feeling.
All right, Shane. Who do you got, American or Mount St. Mary's?
I believe it's going to be a close game. One of those ones might be, one of the first overtime games that we do see. Could go into late multiple overtimes. Is kind of what I see. The run that Americans been on when they came through the conference tournament and all was, sort of magical. I believe that they're going to keep it going for this game. Mount St. Mary's, I believe, is going to put up a heck of a fight. I think that American keeps it going for this one, but don't count on many more after that.
Absolutely. Look, guys, we're excited to see both teams they put up their own electrical play for performance each game, so we'll see. But we all think it's a consensus that American University upsets Mount St. Mary's. All right, controversy number 2 has officially entered the realm of play. Let's see if I can do this here. I don't know if you can see on the bottom here. I'll even highlight it right here on the bottom. Texas and Xavier. Texas, they were a 15-loss team. They were basically the 13th best team in the SEC. Heck, I think they're even a 14th best team, if I'm not mistaken. They were pretty bad, and they got into the NCAA tournament as a play-in. This is where West Virginia has their legit argument as well, and even Boise has an argument for it too. Yeah, I understand Texas. Their 6 wins in conference play were solid victories, but you went 6 and what is it? 6 wins in your conference? That's not good enough for me. No, Texas got in. They paid. I feel that they paid to get into this position. With that being said, I'm saying Xavier pulls the upset. I think Xavier wins and wins. I say honestly, I'm going to say they win significantly, like a 10-point plus kind of matchup. Matt, what say you?
First off, I'll say 2 words as to why Texas got in. That'd be Trey Johnson, their standout 5-star freshman that has been having a great season offensively. Must see TV. Definitely top 10 pick in the draft, this upcoming draft. I think he's the reason why they made it. People just want to see him. He has the potential to drop 30, 40 points at the drop of a dime, man. Quick trigger, can shoot the 3, hit difficult shots, can create his own shot. Him and Arthur Kaluma, the transfer from Creighton. Those guys are must-see TV. So I think they kind of get that. They help them get in because they'll generate views, generate buzz. That's just the world we're living in now, guys. And I think that the stars that you have on your team are going to matter when it decides to get in. So, but with that being said, it depends if Xavier can shut down Trey Johnson. If they have a game plan for Trey Johnson, that's not a boxing one, but if they have a game plan for him and they can stop him and make life difficult for him, Xavier will win. If they don't, Texas will win. But I'm gonna have my money on Xavier having a good game plan. They've had days now, so I'm gonna go with Xavier pulling this one out.
Shane, what say you?
Well, I like the guard play, and the guard play for Texas is more elite level than what you see normally in these kind of playing games. Should they have made it? It's one of those questions, but everybody was high on the SEC all year, so you knew that there was going to be an astronomical amount of SEC teams to make it. I'm glad that they got this matchup because Xavier is they don't have anybody flashy, but they are a sneaky good team. But I like Texas in this matchup. I think that with their overall depth and their backcourt play, backcourt play is strong. Backcourt play, deep bench, and offensive and defensive rebounds. That takes you a long way in an NCAA tournament. So I'm sticking with Texas on this one.
All right, so there you guys have it, fans. If you could comment on the stream, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. We want to hear your thoughts on the first 4 picks that we chose. To repeat what they were, we said overwhelmingly it was St. Francis over Alabama State, unanimously American over Mount St. Mary's. This was a divided one, North Carolina over San Diego State, and it was overwhelming support for Xavier over Texas. All right, the first round is here. So, the number one overall seed, Auburn, taking on the winner of this game, St. Francis and Alabama State. Guys, for a quick show of hands, who here has Auburn blowing out whoever they face? All right, universal. It is a universal decision. Auburn moves on. It's going to be a good one there. Next, excuse me, y'all. Next game on the list here is Louisville taking number 8 Louisville taking on number 9 Creighton. Look, Creighton, Matt, I even texted you guys and I said, did you guys see that DePaul was handling their business, really get going, and it took them overtime to come back and win. But Louisville, they've been dominant all year. There's a reason why they got to the ACC championship. I'm going to go, and we're not going to go any really depth about it, but I want to ask Matt, Louisville, Creighton, who you got?
I'm going to go with Louisville here, man. Creighton is shown to have lapses here and there, man. Case in point, the last game they played, they took overtime for them to come in and win the game. They should have handled the ball easily. But I'm gonna go with Louisville here, and I think Louisville's gonna win by a wide margin. Usually with these 9-8 games, you don't know. It's usually a coin flip, but I think Louisville's gonna handle them easily here.
All right, Shane, Louisville, Creighton, who you got?
I think it's going to be Louisville. This is one of the things that, one of the more disappointing things, other than, a few teams being left out and a few teams being put in, that the NCAA selection committee did. Louisville, as a runner-up in the ACC tournament, who was a 2 seed in the ACC to begin with, ends up as an 8 seed in the NCAA tournament. I think that they're going to come out and they're going to play, with their head on fire, because that, in my opinion, that's a big snub. One of the biggest snubs that I saw of the selection Sunday.
I agree 100%. They're going to come. Louisville is going to come. They're going to play angry. They're going to be very upset that they got such a low seed. Louisville, hands down, wins this game. All right. This is the first 5-12 matchup, and everybody knows. For those who don't know, the 5-12 matchup is always the most entertaining of matchups, because I think traditionally in the last, 15 years, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like 44% of the time the 12 seed upsets the 5 seed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to happen here, I believe. And here's my reasons why San Diego wins. San Diego has the longest winning streak in all of the nation. Yes, San Diego played in the Big West, which is not traditionally a perennial powerhouse conference, but San Diego won 30 games, and Michigan didn't. Therefore, I say San Diego pulls the upset over Michigan. Matt, what do you say?
I think Michigan's going to pull this off. To the simple fact, Michigan has those twin towers up there, man, with Danny Wolf and Vladislav Golden, man, those 2 7-footers. Danny Wolf, especially him, he's especially NBA caliber, man. Good all around the game. I don't think Creighton, they haven't faced a team like this all year, man. I'm not Creighton, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They haven't faced a team like this all year. And I think those 2 big men in the middle are just going to be too much for them. And I have Michigan winning this one.
So I can see it being like a final basket kind of score, like a 1-point victory. So San Diego, this is the first time ever in school history that both the men's and the women's were selected into the NCAA tournament. And the Titans are a good team. I think San Diego pulls it up. All right, Shane, what say you? Do you think there's a 5-12 upset, or is it just a continuation?
Man, I can tell you, as far as in the tournament in general, there's only about I think 8 Big Ten teams that made it. Michigan State, of course, is a team to watch, but Michigan is my second best team out of the Big Ten right now. At coming in as conference champions, at that, uh, they're deep. They have size. They can play defense. I see them, possibly being around maybe next weekend to talk about. In the Sweet 16 round, I believe that they're that good of a team and can make a run like that. So I'm going to go with the Big Blue.
All right, so there you guys have it. 2 were in favor of Michigan, 1 in favor of UC San Diego. Chime in, let us know what you think. We'll try and get Hank on here as well because we want to get the tiebreaker situation as well. All right, so the next one, the 4 seed, Texas A&M taking on the 13 seed Yale. I think Texas A&M handles it. Look, Yale is a good team. It's either been Yale, Harvard, or Princeton that have always gotten into the NCAA tournament. I'm going to go ahead and say A&M handles their business. Matt, yes or no? Do they handle their business?
I agree with you, man. I think A&M is going to come in here and they're going to establish defense early, and I think this is going to be a blowout as well. I think they'll be able to handle Yale with these.
All right, Shane, blowout or competitive?
I could see this one being a blowout. I could see some scenarios though. The way Texas A&M has played down the stretch, where it could be a competitive game and be a lot. Be a lot. I'd take the spread probably is what I would say.
All right, so there you guys have it. We are all unanimous. A&M is going to beat Yale. Look, again, tip our caps to Yale. They're starting to assert their dominance in the Ivy League, so we'll stay tuned for that one. All right, next, excuse me. Next one, Ole Miss. They're taking on San Diego State or UNC. Let's see here. I'm going to say this: if UNC does advance, then it's going to come down to the end, come down to the last shot between Ole Miss and UNC. Now, if San Diego comes into it, I think Ole Miss dominates. Both ways, I'm going to say Ole Miss comes out victorious in this game. What do you think, Matt?
I agree with you on this front. If Carolina got into it, I think Carolina matches up with them very well, and I think Carolina also has the coaching to match up with them. If Carolina plays, I think Carolina's going to win. But if San Diego State plays, I got Ole Miss winning.
All right, Shane.
Yep. I'm going to say Carolina's backcourt. As I mentioned before, that is it's one good thing. Ole Miss has got a lot of guard play, so I do believe that they do match up great. I would almost give the edge to Carolina for that.
Noise. Oh, all right. Go ahead. So you said Carolina. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So I would give the edge to Carolina if they get the win over Ole Miss, but I give the edge to Ole Miss there against San Diego State if San Diego State were to be in.
All right. So we're all three kind of in agreement that if UNC advances, then it will be UNC will take it to the wire with Ole Miss, but we're all agreeing that Ole Miss is going to take it to them. Now comes arguably one of the hottest teams in the Big Ten, or excuse me, Big 12. I'm going to say it's now, guys. It's the number 3 seed. Iowa State takes on number 14 Lipscomb. Iowa State, I think, Matt, I'm going to use your term, absolutely mollywops Lipscomb, because Iowa State has a defense like the Steel Curtain days back in Pittsburgh Steelers kind of thing. What say you?
I agree with you, man. I think Iowa State is just going to come out and kind of show Lipscomb, man, what it is, man. I got Iowa State winning really big on this one, and no discredit to Lipscomb. They had a great year, man, but I think now they just ran into a buzzsaw with Iowa State because the Cyclones are like the Cyclones for real in defense.
Yeah, they are legit one of the and when they were doing the selection show, ESPN and CBS and Fox Sports all said the exact same thing. Infinity Sports Network said the same thing as well. Lipscomb is going to come in and they're going to be absolutely manhandled because Iowa State has a defense that not many of us have seen in this time era. You know, Iowa State, they're an incredibly gifted defense. So Shane, do you agree this is an absolute blowout, or does Lipscomb make it interesting?
This will be a 95-45 game.
See, yeah, that is telling you guys how it is. It's a very real possibility. This is going to be an absolute mollywop. All right, here's my next upset. You got number 7 Marquette and number 10 New Mexico. Guys, I think New Mexico pulls out the upset over Marquette. Look, Marquette, they didn't show me the zazzle they started at the beginning of the season. But New Mexico, they've played consistently the entire run. Matt, what say you?
Ooh. I think here I'm going to go with Marquette here. I think Marquette's going to pull this one out. I just think I like the offense a little bit better, and I'm going to roll with him.
All right, Shane.
Well, first off, I want to say congratulations to Coach Patino. Him and his father being in the same tournament is the first time that's ever happened. So that's great to hear. I think they've got a good team, and with that coaching background, I think that they could get it done. Marquette really hasn't impressed me. They've kind of been on a downhill kind of slide since about halfway through the season. So I like New Mexico, to pull this one out.
All right, folks, there you guys have heard it. 2 people are picking a 10 over a 7 matchup. Let us know what you think. We want to hear your thoughts on that selection. Does New Mexico pull a rabbit out of its hat and upset Marquette, or does Marquette advance? You let us know. All right, next game. I mean, look, I'm telling you guys now. I'm giving a round of applause to Bryant. I absolutely am. They have no chance in a prayer. Michigan State wins. And Shane, I'm going to use your total. I think Michigan State blows them out like by 40 plus. Matt, what say you?
It's gonna be one of those games, man, where they'll hang tight for the first maybe 5-6 minutes of the game. It'll be journalists running. It'll be like 9-9, and then next thing you know, you're gonna go get some water. You'll come back. It's gonna be 30-9. So it's one of those games, man. I got Michigan State taking this one easily.
Hey, absolutely. Tip our caps to Bryant. Obviously, one of their most impressive season. They knocked off Vermont and Maine. Tip your cap to them. All right, so I'm going to go to you, Shane. Is this a mollywop or what would you classify this going to be kind of game?
I would classify it as cruel and unusual punishment, probably.
I like it. So look, guys, you just heard right here. Unanimously, we've all selected Michigan State is advancing. All right, let's go to the bottom half, the West region. Dun, 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 dun. The number 1 seeded Florida Gators, which, tip my cap to Florida. The last time they were the number 1 seed, Matt, was 2014. And just let everybody know what they did the last time they were number 1 seed.
Ooh. Oh, man.
This a coach named Billy Donovan.
Is this when they lost in the first round to
So this is actually the last time Florida won the championship was in 2014.
Who did they have on that team?
I'm trying to look. Gosh.
Who did they have on that team? That wasn't the you sure they won in 2014? I thought the Al Horford, Kim Noah was the last time they won a championship. You mean 2004?
2014 Florida. Gators. Let's see.
I think you mean 2004, man.
Gators basketball.
Was
Let's
that
see.
what Chandler Parsons? Did he play there?
He
Looking
played before
here.
2014. He played before 2014.
They
Chandler
won
Parsons was right
that
after.
they won the national championship in 2014.
They did?
Yes,
Oh my
they
God, who the
did.
hell was that team?
They had. Let's see here. This is their. All right. So the coaches they had was Billy Donovan, which you knew. All
Of
right.
course.
They had Eli
Of course.
Butler, Billy Donovan Jr., Lex Edwards, Dorian
No.
Finney-Smith, Michael Frazier II, Dylan Graham, Casey Hill, Jacob Kurtz, Alex Murphy, Zachary Pender, Casey
Wait.
Prather, Chris Walker, Scotty Wilkinson, Will.
That team did not win a national championship.
Yeah, they did.
There's no way they won. There's no way they won a national
finished
championship.
36-3.
No way.
They beat the Kentucky Wildcats 61-60 to win the NCAA.
Wait, what year?
Championship.
What year was this? 20 what?
This is 2014. Let's see here. They beat them.
2013,
They beat
2014.
UConn. They won the national championship against UConn 63-53. Oh wait, no, sorry, I apologize. The Gators eventually suffered only their third and worst loss of the season. Okay, so UConn won in 2014. However, that's the last time Florida was the number 1 seed and advanced all the way to the national championship game.
All right, I knew the last time they won was when they had Horford and them boys, Horford and Joakim Noah.
Al Horford.
That was the last time they won. I know that. Yeah, that was the last time. That was like an 04 or something like that. So yeah, I figured that, man. I was like, wait, I know they didn't win. So well, but yeah, and that's what who won that? Was that Kemba Walker? UConn.
Yep, Kemba Walker. Yep.
Yeah.
So how badly is this a blowout? Blowout. I'm like what is your final score against the Florida Norfolk State game?
I'm gonna say this. I'll say Florida wins 80-49.
I got one on you. I say 105-51. Blowout Central.
This is the tournament, so I think they'll pull the plug. While if they got a huge lead like that, they'll pull the plug and make sure the guys won't get hurt.
All right, Shane. How bad of a blowout is this game going to be?
This is going to be a sneaky good game. I'll say within 10 points.
Ooh.
Okay. No, Norfolk State.
Could this be the third number 1 seed to lose in the NCAA tournament opening round?
Norfolk State is one of the most exciting teams that's probably in March Madness right now. Just the style that they play reminds me of we were talking about old school days. Dunk City with Florida Gulf Coast, kind of the way that they play, kind of open and free.
I like it. All right, so let's look at the next matchup. Another 8-9 matchup. UConn getting in by the 13th best team in the SEC, a 6-12 conference play Oklahoma Sooners. I think UConn wins by like 10 points. I really do, because UConn is the back-to-back national champion. So I'm going to go ahead and say UConn wins pretty good against. I don't think Oklahoma makes it that interesting. I think they hang with them for the first 10, 12 minutes of the game, but then I think UConn just opens up and says, here, I'm ready to play, and they handle their business and win by 10 plus points. Matt, what do you say?
Well, I will say Oklahoma will have the most dangerous man on the floor with Jeremiah Fears, who's been kind of hot as of late, man, which is always good going into the tournament. So if they can contain Fears, who's an NBA, who will be an NBA draft pick, if they can contain Fears, I think UConn will be all right. But UConn has great coaching. They have great coaching, and UConn, they always have the players. But if they can contain Jeremiah Fears, make it difficult for them, I see UConn winning this easily. If they let them get off, it'll be a game. But I'm gonna go with UConn here.
Shane, what do you got?
I got upset Central.
I think Oklahoma winning.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma has the tools in this matchup specifically, to kind of make some noise. I think that this is going to be the one validating spot that the SEC has as far as getting into many teams for one of the lesser known ones like Oklahoma to have a good game against UConn. And I got them pulling it out.
All right. Next game, another 5-12 matchup. You got Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers taking on the Colorado State Rams. Not even a question. I think Memphis handles their business pretty easily. Matt, what do you got?
I don't think it'll be that easily, man. Colorado State, they got a real decent team here, man. Especially they have a player, man, and Nick Clifford, man, who's stat stuffer, man, and really good player. So he's going to give him some problems. He's going to give him some problems. So but I do have Memphis winning this one. And don't get me wrong, if Colorado State wins, I wouldn't even be surprised if Colorado State wins. But I'm going to go with Memphis here, and I say Memphis wins by like 10 points.
All right. So before I go to Shane, Hank, I know you're watching. Let us know, does Colorado State upset Memphis, or does Memphis advance? All right. Who you got, Shane? Colorado State or Memphis?
I'd say second overtime game of the tournament. I think it could be that good of a game. Colorado State's in because they beat Boise State. To get in. Boise State's not a bad team, so don't slouch on Colorado State. But I think that it's going to be a good matchup. Possibly see a overtime thriller. But I like Memphis and Hardaway coaching. Down late, say in the second overtime. Kind of buckles down with about 2 minutes left to go to win it out.
All right. So now comes the next one, a 4-13 matchup. This is my third upset, and the reason being Grand Canyon, they can shoot the lights off of a building. That's how good they are. Grand Canyon takes on Maryland. I think Grand Canyon wins by 2. Matt, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Maryland here. I think Derek Queen is just going to be too much of a load down there. Again, a top 10 pick in his next year's draft. I think he's going to slow the game down for him. But I think he's going to be somebody they can't guard. He can shoot the outside, a big man that can shoot the outside shot, put the ball on the floor, penetrate from the outside, play down low, bang. Offense goes through him, and I think he's going to deliver. I have Maryland winning this one. Not by a lot. I think it's going to be like an 8-point game, somewhere in that area. Grand Canyon, you're right. They can shoot the lights out of the ball, and they're going to keep it. The 3 is going to keep it close for them, but I think Maryland is just too much.
So I do need to let you guys, all the fans know, and let everybody know here, okay? Every year, gosh, I would say probably since I was 18 years old, I've always had one of those unusual picks, like a 13, 14, or 15 seed upsetting, and they almost always come to fruition. So take that as a grain of salt if you want, but I wholeheartedly believe Grand Canyon will upset Maryland. Will be one of the biggest victories Grand Canyon's ever had. Shane, what do you got? Grand Canyon? Do they pull up the upset, or does Maryland just handle their business?
Halftime score is within 3 points. I think early on, Grand Canyon, like you guys mentioned with the 3 ball, is going to stay competitive. During the first half of the game. I think late, I think that they get in foul trouble. Trying to cover that big man all across the court. Which he can shoot it from about anywhere. So I think that gets them in foul trouble, especially their bigs late in the game, and see Maryland stretching it out. Like Matt said, probably 8 to 10 points around that range.
It's going to be a fantastic game in general. Yes, fans, let us know what you think. Does Grand Canyon pull a rabbit out of its hat and upset Maryland? All right, so this matchup that I'm about to mention is actually very intriguing, and the nation is in favor of it by only a 60-40, though. is, excuse me, I'm going to give you the exact. It's 58.9% favoring Drake to upset Missouri, because Drake is one of those teams that can catch you at the right possible moment and they can upset you, and they do have a stifling type of play. Great defensive team. They really are a really good defensive team. I'm going to go with the upset. I think Drake beats Missouri, and I'm going to say Drake wins by like 2 if they do win. What do you think, Matt?
I agree with you here, Brandon. I think Drake, they have all the tools to pull this off, man. I think they're gonna. I actually think they're gonna blow. I think they're gonna blow out Missouri, man. I just never haven't been sold on Missouri all year. They've been kind of inconsistent for my liking. Drake is another 30-win program out there, man, which seems to be rare nowadays. But great coaching, great players as well. They play team ball. They know how to play with each other. I'm gonna go with Drake here.
All right, Shane. So you heard 2 people select Drake. Is it a unanimous decision, or do you go with Missouri?
I'm gonna select Drake just because I'm with everybody. I think that they should have been a higher seed as well.
Absolutely.
Than what they got seeded. I'm gonna go with them, but then again, I could see this as being the one kind of underdog that everybody's hyping up, and then next thing you know, after that first game, now 68% of the brackets are failed because of that one upset minded that everybody's on that train, but they're worthy to be on the train. So, but I could see it going the other way, and just kind of, we're supposed to be Cinderella, but you got to get to the ball first.
That's right. So, look, and Shane, you just alluded right there. They should. Honestly, I think Drake could have been the 8 or 9 kind of matchup. That's how good they really were this year. Like they were fantastic. Tip my cap to Drake, and so we're all saying Drake, but it could go either way. Now here's an interesting matchup. They're right down the road from where Shane's at. They're probably 3-4 hour drive total. It is Texas Tech taking on UNC Wilmington. Look, Texas Tech, they're a very well oiled machine, very balanced. I think Texas Tech handles it. However, I say the first half belongs to UNC Wilmington just because they the whole season and the whole time that I've ever watched them, they always start the game out like Red October. They are hot and they are consistently great in the first half, and then it's when the second half is when the rocker it's when they fall off the rocker real quick. I think Texas Tech, I think it's a close matchup in the first half. Second half, Texas Tech pulls it away and wins by 15 plus. Matt, what do you got?
I agree with you. I think Texas Tech is going to win this by double figures. Again, man, better team, better coaching, better players. I just don't see UNC Wilmington having the horses to kind of hang with Texas Tech today.
Absolutely. All right, so Shane, what do you got? UNC Wilmington, do they pull a rabbit out of their hat, or is this Texas Tech all the way?
No, Texas Tech's going to be one of those sneaky teams in this tournament. I think they had a bunch of games that could have gone kind of either way, that they were on the losing end of. But I like the team, so Texas Tech wins this game.
All right, so we're all 3 calling it right now. Texas Tech wins against UNC Wilmington. All right, so now this and this is an actual interesting footnote that we got to add for this because it is held true every single time. It's the 7-10 matchup, Kansas and Arkansas. Every single time Kansas has struggled in the season, they have always lost in the first round. And I mean, they literally they showed this statistic during the selection show, and it's like, I think, Matt, it's like 45 if they have a struggling year that they lose in the first round. And they had a really bad year. Just because Kansas is a 7 seed doesn't mean you bank on them to have this Cinderella run and they go all the way. Arkansas, they're a pretty decent team. They hang tough with the big boys. But I'm giving the edge to Arkansas right here. I'm going to say between a 3 and 7 point kind of victory. What do you say, Matt?
Well, first of all, it's wild, man, to think that some programs look at 21-12 as an improvement, man. It's just that since it's Kansas, I don't recall. Man, a lot of times in my life, a lot of years, I don't recall ever seeing like a 7 in front of the Kansas Jayhawks, man. They're usually top 4, top 3 seeds, man, which is crazy with the prospects they always get. But neither here nor there. I like the prospects on the other side better with Arkansas Razorbacks. I think this is when, Coach Cal lets DJ Wagner loose a little bit, man, loosen the reins on him a little bit, let him kind of shine. They're going to need his offense in this game. So I can see Arkansas kind of pulling this one out it'll be a close game, but I can see Arkansas pulling this out by like 5 points.
All right, Shane, what do you got?
I think this is going to be one of those ones that we expect to see, kind of 2 middle of the road teams in, major conferences. I think it's going to be a good battle. I'm not going to say, kind of a fight but I say a battle because you kind of know what both teams are bringing to the table. It could get ugly for Arkansas if they don't show up shooting the ball, which, they love to do it and they do it in droves. But I say it's a close game, but I think Arkansas, because they can shoot the 3 ball a little bit better than Kansas, I believe that they pull it out.
All right. So the last matchup in the West region is St. John's, the Red Storm taking on Omaha. Look, shout out to Omaha. Really, you got to tip your cap to them. First time ever hearing their name be in the NCAA tournament, and they unfortunately got to face Rick Pitino. I say St. John's. They don't even make it interesting, and I think it's over by halftime. Unfortunately, look, again, tip my cap to Omaha, but St. John's handles it all the way. What do you say, Matt?
I say we're about to see a red storm, all right. About to see a sea of blood. Yeah. I'm sorry, yeah. Omaha is the first time they've heard the name Omaha, but Peyton Manning ain't coming through that door. Yeah, Peyton Manning is not coming through that door, Omaha. So yeah, man. I think this is gonna be one of those ones that's over before it begins. It's one of those, I call it a drink of water game. It's like you turn it on, you go get a drink of water, come back, and the game's over with already, man. So I got the Red Storm winning this one. Man, give me. And Rick Pitino doesn't rest. He puts foot on throat,
Yes.
foot on neck. So I can see them winning this like 100 to like maybe 40.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thrashing, to say the least.
A mollywhopping indeed.
That's right. So now we're gonna go to the East and in the Midwest. We're gonna run through the East bracket really quick, just because for time illusions and stuff. All right, Duke, number 1 Duke takes on the winner of American Mount St. Mary's. Duke wins it. Cooper Flag plays first half. That's it. That's all he needs to play. Duke wins this one by 40 plus. Matt?
I agree. No explanation needed.
All right, Matt. Shane, does Duke beat the snot out of their opponent, or what? What do you say?
Oh yeah. I think a lot of people have them going to the Final Four already, so we'll see. But yeah, this game for sure.
You know what? Every time we have a feeling about Duke, every time we feel like this about a Duke team, they disappoint in the first round.
Don't give us the Mercer moment.
No. Remember the Austin Rivers year, man, when my God, nobody could beat this team first round. I mean, come on, hey, man. No.
They're not going to be CNBC. They're not going to lose to a 16 seed. Now, look, American, if they go advance, I could see American making it interesting, but no, it's Duke all the way on that one. All right, Mississippi State and Baylor. I say Mississippi State wins. Matt, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Mississippi State on this one.
Shane.
I like it. I think it's going to be an interesting game, though.
All right. Another 5-12 matchup, a matchup of the Fiesta Bowl. Number 5, Oregon and Liberty. Oregon all day. Matt, what do you got?
Oh man, this is going to be another thrashing. I got Oregon taking them down quickly.
Shane, what do you got?
Yeah, Liberty has no depth. They're a decent team, but they have no depth.
Absolutely. All right. Arizona.
Have a pulse. Liberty's not going to have a pulse after the first half.
Arizona and Akron. Arizona, I think, does the Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off kind of thing with Akron and Arizona, because Arizona's got depth. They got shooting. They got depth. They got bench play, everything. They're out. They have a better coach. Arizona all day. Matt, what do you got?
Well, Arizona, they're getting ready for their party next year, man, because, they got Bryce James coming. So they're ready for the media coverage they're going to be getting next year. So I got Arizona, man.
That's when I thought we were not going to hear the last name James mentioned.
Hey, they got one coming.
Say Bryce James.
They got one coming, Arizona. They got one coming.
All right. What do you got, Shane? Arizona or Akron?
Arizona, definitely.
All right. The next match. This is another upset that I'm picking. This will be number 5. Okay. VCU and BYU. I say VCU wins. VCU is a very gifted team. BYU is very consistently inconsistent. You don't know which BYU team is going to show up. There's a reason why people at the University of Hawaii call them BYU, because you don't know who's going to show up. VCU. Matt, what do you got?
Oh, I actually think BYU is going to make this a game. They have that. BYU has that top 10 pick on Igor Demin, I believe. He'll be a top 5-10 pick in the draft. Also, BYU, they got to get ready for that number 1 overall prospect that coming, AJ DeBancel. But I think BYU is going to pull this out. I just think they have their players are a little bit better. So I think they'll eke this one out. That's probably an overtime game or close to it, but they're going to eke this one out by the hair on the chinny chin chins.
Shane, BYU or VCU?
Man, the selection committee disappointed me on this one. I think that these two teams could have been, your 12-7 seeds. Of course, they ended up 11-6. I figured that they would be seated in there, but I could see both these teams in the right situations making a run to the Final Four, just because of how versatile they are and kind of what they can do. But I like BYU. I think that they're going to sneak in and possibly be there, maybe to in the Elite Eight type situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard it right there. Shane is calling for a BYU Elite 8. All right. Number 3, excuse me. Number 3, Wisconsin and Montana. Wisconsin all day. Matt, who you got?
Gotta go Wisconsin here, man. Always well coached. Always team that plays defense. I think they win this one pretty handily.
Absolutely. All right. Shane, what do you got? Wisconsin or Montana?
Oh, I was going to say you could have gone to the next one.
All right. So here is the next interesting matchup. St. Mary's, number 7, taking on number 10, Vanderbilt. I say St. Mary's. Vanderbilt, look, they're a good team. They really are. But I think St. Mary's is the West, because this is the second to last year. They're in the West Coast Conference. They're moving to the Pac-12. I say St. Mary's by 5. What do you say, Shane?
I'm gonna lean with Vandy here. I think that they can play with St. Mary's. St. Mary's really is not as strong as what they have been, over the past few years. So I'm gonna go with Vandy. I think that they've been in more situations throughout this year that I think puts them over the edge in this type of situation.
I like it. All right, Matt. St. Mary's or Vanderbilt?
I'm actually going to agree with Shane here, man. I'm going to go with Vandy, man. playing the competition that they played this year. I think they're more battle tested this year and ready to rock. Don't get me wrong, St. Mary's has had a great season. I think they got 28, 29 wins or something like that, almost 30 wins. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I can see Vanderbilt coming in and pulling off an upset. So I'm gonna go with Vanderbilt.
Number 2, Alabama, which should in theory be the number 1 as well, versus Robert Morris. I'm not even going to go into depth with that one. Alabama all day. Matt.
I agree, man. This one's going to be done early.
This is your drink of water game. All right, yeah. Shane. Bama or Robert Morris?
I say Bama in a close one. I think
trap
it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be a trap game. It's going to be a trap game, but Alabama doesn't get going unless Sears gets going, and I don't know. You know, it might be a slow game to start with for them.
I like that. All right. The first game of the Midwest region. Look, Southern Illinois University, Evansville. I'm so happy you guys got a chance to taste what it's like to be in the big boy dance. But you're playing Houston. You guys have the absolute slowest offense. You have the absolute lowest scoring offense in the tournament. Houston, I'm going to go ahead and say Houston. Southern Illinois has a problem. I think that Houston beats the absolute socks off of them. I'm saying like 110 to. I'm not even going to say 110 to 60. Matt, because just keep in mind, Southern Illinois University Evansville only averages 62 points a game.
No, and I think they'll be lucky to get 60. I see more of a 80 to 35 type of game. I don't think they're going to break 20 points at halftime, to be honest with you. I do not think that SIU will pass 20 points at halftime.
And Evansville does not believe in fast breaks, by the way, folks. They are dead last in all of college athletics and fast break. I think it's like I think it was only like 25 total points in fast break. It's really bad. They talked about it in the selection. So, all right, Shane, how bad is the blowout going to be?
Let's see. You can change SIUE's name to Lassie because Houston will absolutely walk that dog.
There you go.
Take him out back.
All right.
Take him out back.
That's right.
Take him out back. Oh, yellow. Take him out back.
We have the 8-9 matchup, the West Coast Conference versus the SEC. Now, folks, this is going to be I'm calling this an upset because Georgia is due. They haven't won a NCAA tournament in over 20 years. I think it's like 27 years or something like that. So Georgia is well overdue. I think Georgia beats Gonzaga. I really do. And I think it's like a 90 to 87 kind of game. What do you think, Matt?
This is going to be one of the closer games, I think, of the tournament. Gonzaga, they're very, very, very well coached. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Mark Few still coaches there, right?
Yes. And I want to let you guys know real quick. Also, Alabama State has taken the lead on a 10-2 run with 1:30 left.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a great game right now. Ryan Nembhard, man, he's he's first in the nation in assists or something like that. He averages like 10 assists a game. He dictates and controls the pace of the game. Great floor general. I think Gonzaga will be a little too much for Georgia due to the fact that Georgia's best player is a freshman right now, the big man Newell in the paint. I got Gonzaga winning this one, man, and I got them winning this one pretty close game. I got them winning though.
All right, Shane. Does Georgia pull the upset first NCAA win in over 27 years, or is it Gonzaga's?
I believe that they rubbed that lamp too much during the season and putting together their big upset wins. They're a good team. Like Brandon said, they're young. I mean, Matt says they're young, but it's a battle of the Bulldog mascots. But I think Gonzaga's got it. I think Georgia's just like I said. They just used up too much of that magic during the season and all those upset wins to actually get them to this point. And congratulations to get them to this point with those wins that they had. But this isn't a conference home game. This is a road playoff game, and it's a one and done type deal. And I think Zag's got it.
They got it in the bag. All right. Comes the final 5-12 matchup, which Clemson, they had a really good year. They're playing McNeese, which the head coach of McNeese is a former Clemson grad. I think Clemson handles their business. Matt, what do you got?
I agree, man. I think Clemson is going to be too much. People forget, man. Clemson started off the season great, man. They had a great start to the season. I believe they were tops of the ACC. I was 1 point for a little bit,
yep.
but I got them taking this victory pretty handily. Man, I would say it's a blowout win, actually.
Shane, Clemson or McNeese?
I like Clemson, and I like Clemson. If they were in any other division of the bracket, I'd put Clemson in that conversation and going to the Elite Eight as well, if not the Final Four. But this Midwest side in this bracket, it is just a killer. You're going to have whoever comes to the Final Four out of that bracket is going to be an absolute dog. Because they're going to have to face some competition. But I like Clemson in this game, and possibly maybe one or two after that as well.
All right, 68-68, 31.6 left. Alabama State with the ball. Does Alabama State looks like Matt? They're going to hold for the final shot, the second to final. They still have held the ball. We're going at 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Here we go. Alabama shoots. Misses, rebound, Alabama State. Ball for a fight, Alabama State, and a foul. 11.8, Alabama State shooting free throws, 2 free throws.
Oh, wow.
Stay tuned for that one. All right.
Wow.
Purdue and High Point. Look, I'm tipping my hat to you guys. High Point, congratulations on getting your first taste ever in the NCAA tournament, but you got to play Purdue. This is going to be a really close game. I think Purdue wins by 7. Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, I see Purdue wins by like maybe 7 and 10 points here, man. Purdue's a really good team. And
but we're not discrediting you, High Point. We think you guys you're on the right direction. You absolutely are.
Exactly.
On the right path.
Exactly. And credit to High Point, man, for getting to where they're at. But especially being a 13 seed. But hey, just ran into a crazy Purdue team. So good luck.
All right, Shane. High Point or Purdue? Who you got?
Yeah, I think the Boilermakers keep that train on the tracks.
All right. Let's go to the next matchup. Illinois takes on the winner of Texas Xavier. And if everything holds true, we're selecting Xavier. So who wins this, Illinois or Xavier?
I'm going to go with Illinois here. I think Illinois will do what they need to do to win the game.
Shane, who you got?
I got Texas winning that game, and the one before and that game. I think that I just don't have faith in them. I like. So
you giving the 11th seed as an upset over the 6th. All right, I'm gonna say. I think Illinois wins by 4. I'm saying Illinois. All right, let's see. He's gonna shoot the 2 free throws. 1 for 3 on field goal attempts. Free throws, and he misses it. Rebound by St. Francis. They're holding for the final shot. Here we go. Do they call timeout? Oh, Alabama steals the ball up, and St. Francis steals it back. 4-3, turns the ball over. 2 seconds left. Alabama State's ball. Unbelievable. The final.
Missing free throws. Wow.
Unbelievable. How did he do this?
He
literally turns the ball over. Alabama State gets it, turns it back over. And then St. Francis turns the ball over to go to Alabama State. They're going to look at the clock. I think it's 3.5 seconds, honestly. Not 2.7. They're looking at and Alabama State has called timeout as well. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. This could be a a game already inside the tournament that could set the stage for fun basketball on starting Thursday. Real quick, give a shout out. We want to give shout outs to all those who have watched. Go ahead. If you have not done it now, go subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Sportz Nutz 176. Guys, we are live Saturday, May 3rd at Tequila's Grill in Easley. They put it 3.4 seconds. It will be from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. The show will go on at 7:30 per the usual. Come check us out. Giveaways, food discounts, fun music, everything. It's going to be a great time. Come out there. We want you guys to enjoy the fun that's going to take place Saturday, May the 3rd. Look, we're also trying to do a Sportz Nutz weekend, so stay tuned for them. All right, here we go. 3.4 seconds left. Alabama inbounding the ball. Let's see what happens. He has to stand still. Up, Hail Mary pass, interception catch. Alabama State just gets scored with 0.7 of a second left. Unbelievable, and they call a foul that looks like two. Ladies and gentlemen, Alabama State looks like they are going to advance. They are going to obviously review the clock. And they're going to, I think they called a foul. Matt, it was a foul, wasn't it?
Yes, what it looked like.
All right, let's see. You should knock it down. It goes in with 1.2 seconds left. There will be, no, all right, so they are reviewing the clock. They put 1 second on the clock. Timeout, St. Francis. This is a Christian Laettner kind of moment right here for St. Francis. They are reviewing the clock as well. I think it's 1.2 seconds should be back on the clock. This is signs of what's to come, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Here's the shot. Yep, 1.2. I will put 1.2. Oh, so it stays at 1.0. 1 second. Timeout, St. Francis. You were hearing it live right now on the Sportz Nutz. Alabama State looks like they are going to advance to take on Auburn. Congratulations to the Hornets. If they are 1 second away from advancing, do not foul. Matt, do they have a Christian Laettner kind of play here or what?
Absolutely not.
Watch it happen too, folks.
Watch it happen.
Here we go. The inbound. He has the full length of the court. Here we go. He shoots.
Nope.
Game over. Alabama State has advanced. Congratulations to the Hornets. They are moving on to take on Auburn. Good luck on facing them on Thursday. Congratulations again to both teams. St. Francis, congratulations on an amazing season. But congratulations to Alabama State for moving on. All right. Let's go back to our bracket, ladies and gentlemen. Kentucky taking on Troy. Now, look, Kentucky has not had the exact season that they had hoped on having, but Kentucky is a very dominant team, but Troy also is too. That being said, I think Kentucky wins mightily. Matt, what do you got?
Ooh, yeah, I see Kentucky pulling this one out, man. I don't think Troy is going to have the. Only Troy has the horses to battle with Kentucky, so Kentucky takes this one pretty easily.
All right, Shane, Kentucky or Troy? What do you got?
Wildcats.
All right, there you go. All right, so folks, now comes another 7-10 matchup. The Mountain West of Utah State taking on the Big East. God, it's so weird to say that. No, the Big Tens. Good grief. Big Ten, UCLA Bruins. Matt, this is going to be my coin toss right here. It could go either way. I'm going to say Utah State. What do you got, Matt?
I agree with you actually here, man. I think UCLA's just been kind of, really inconsistent this year, man. So I'm going to go with Utah State here.
All right, Shane. UCLA or Utah State? Who you got?
I'm gonna be the one that kind of give us the odds. So I'm gonna go with UCLA. I thought that they played good, kind of down the stretch in the Big Ten tournament. So I think that they've got a little bit more athleticism, and I think they can get the job done.
I like it. All right. It's the last matchup. And look, we're not going to go into the round of 32, Sweet 16 Elite Eight Final Four. This time we'll go on another episode of that, obviously, because we want to see how our projections went for the first round. And we're coming close on time. All right. And so I got to give a shout out to my friend Matt Verminick. He is actually in the neighbor down the road from us. His wife has a fantastic way of selecting who's going to advance, is if they have a cool uniform, cool colors, or if they're Tennessee. And she has picked Tennessee every time, and Tennessee always delivers for her for whatever reason. However, Tennessee's taken on the SoCon champion Wofford, which Wofford got by the hair of their chin against Furman. Tennessee, I think, wins by 20. Wofford has now look. Shout out to Spartanburg. I absolutely shouting out to Wofford and Spartanburg, but they have an unusual free throw shooter. He shoots granny shots. He's 31% accurate. But I'm saying Tennessee wins this one pretty big. Matt, who you got?
Yeah, Tennessee, man. Tennessee's going to wipe the floor with these guys. It's not going to be close. I think Tennessee's going to come out, assert their dominance, and treat them like, pre-pubescent schoolgirls. And get that out.
All right, Shane. Tennessee or Wofford, who you got?
Tennessee is going to take the top off of Wofford. Like quite literally, they might be looking like they're running around with their heads chopped off, kind of deal. Tennessee not only is that good, but Wofford lucked up and ended up in the tournament as a 5-6 seed in the SoCon tournament.
Yeah. And the SoCon, they were a 6 seed. Furman was a 5, and it was an interesting SoCon matchup.
So I'm just gonna put it out there like that.
Very good. All right, folks, that will do it for the Sportz Nutz first round matchups. We will obviously tackle the round of 32 and beyond in another episode, probably on our Friday episode, actually. And really quick, want to give a shout out to the Furman Paladins, the Chattanooga Mocs, and Sanford Bulldogs. 3 SoCon teams are in the NIT Nationally Invitational Tournament, the NIT. Shout out to them. Good job for getting there. We're proud of Furman.
That's what that stands for?
Yeah. Well, people say it stands for not in tournament, but it's National Invitational Tournament.
Yeah, not invited tournament is what I've always heard.
So, but shout out to Furman for getting their opportunity to continue their 2025 campaign. They had a really good year. Came up so short against Wofford in the SoCon tournament championship game. But this just shows, I think, that they do need to expand the round of 68 to include possible second bids for smaller conferences. So just one. That's just my thoughts. So we'll give a quick shout out there. All right, guys. Tomorrow there will be an episode, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Reinhardt University men's baseball coach Jonathan Burton will be with us to talk some baseball. Reinhardt is 21-4. They're playing tonight. They might be 22-4 by the end of this show. We'll stay tuned for that one. Then we will have our normal episode again on Friday as well at 7:30. So with that being said, for our good friend Hank, who says he enjoys you guys and we look forward to the next episode, Matt, let's go Shane. Shane, what do you tell these lovely people?
Well, man, you guys heard our picks. We want to hear yours. Let us know. Think of some stuff. Like Brandon said, we'll be here Friday, probably talk about most of the possibilities in the round of 32. So we want to hear you guys' input. But as always, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Yes, peace, love, and bacon grease indeed. All right, Matt, what do you say to the lovely people?
Oh, man, I tell them if you're going to go out, and it's March Madness time, but if you're going to go out, hang out, be with your friends, if you're going to drink, make sure you call an Uber, make sure you got somebody that can drive you. Don't get flagged in the game of life, guys. It's not worth it. Don't get flagged. Don't want the whoops behind you. They're behind you. Game over.
Game over. Yeah, look, here's your flag. Do not get one of these.
And if you see the whoops behind you and the thought in your brain, the thought that comes to your brain says run, you can outrun them, then, you really, 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 really don't need to get that flag thrown.
No,
so just just take your lumps and take the car impounding and take the little light jail sentence for the weekend and just call it a day. So
yep,
don't get flagged, guys. Don't get flagged.
But guys, we have had so much fun with you. Thank you so much for letting us bend your ear for the amount of time we did. We hope you enjoyed the first round selection of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. We will be, of course, on Friday talking about the round of 32, the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, and possibly the Final Four. Until then, guys, peace up. A-Town down. Greatest sports city there ever was. Hey, Spencer Strider, talking to you, buddy. 5 out of your 6 batters you faced, you struck out. You're back. And guys, go watch some Major League Baseball tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's game 2 of the Tokyo series. Dodgers and Cubs. Until then, guys, we will talk to you tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, with the head coach of Reinhardt University men's baseball. Take care and have a lovely evening. Good night.
Get up at 6.